Now, IshowSpeed is currently on an incredible tour across Africa, and the love he's receiving is absolutely beautiful to witness. But here's where it gets complicated. While Speed is out there building bridges and connecting with people authentically, some voices are still finding reasons to be negative. And I'm here to ask why. When someone is actively working to break down stereotypes and bring people together, why are we still clinging to old narratives that don't reflect reality?
Why are people in Africa always begging Americans and people that travel there, please money, please money, please money, oh, please money, oh, you stingy American. What the fuck is that about, bro? Then when they come here, they look at you, you Americans. But you beg us for money when we go over there. But y'all come over here and say, y'all don't work hard. But your people back home begging for money. Oh my goodness, bro. This doesn't bother me on a deeper level. I'm just making this point because I want to show the hypocrisy in a lot of humans, bro. They say, oh, why y'all in America? Y'all don't work hard. Y'all don't do this. Y'all don't do this. Americans are lazy. Americans are this. There are outstanding performing Americans here that are going binocular buku crazy. And then you got people that's not doing nothing. Just like how your people that ain't doing nothing, where they at? They back in their homeland, itching their face with flies coming out their pores. You feel me? So now there's people in Africa that's getting to it too. What I'm trying to say is there's good and bad people everywhere. But on a mass level in Africa, it's a lot of begging because that land been took over. And mind you, Africa's a huge continent. But every video I ever see of people, I just see Speed in Africa and they're begging, please money, please money, please. What is that? We don't do that here. The most we gonna do is Speed. Oh, what's up, Speed? We gonna clout chase for views and stuff, but we ain't gonna please money, please. What's up with that? You ain't see that in America. I'm talking about it looked like his first stop. The kid get on his knees and start scrubbing Speed's shoes. Please money, please. Bro, that would have pissed me off. That would have pissed me off, bro. Because why is he even trained to do that? That's a system. It's no different than the water boys at ATL. Hey, man, let me get $1, man. Now, that's one instance I can bring up, them water boys. But that's cringe for us because that's not even, they finessing. They finessing. They some young finessers, bro. So when I see them doing that, I'm like, Then when you think about the whole Somalian fraud thing, it's like, Then when you think about the Nigerian scammers, and I'm like, Then when the way they look at you, and then when you think about the Casanets, the Nicki Minaj's, they're not black Americans, bro, but they represent a lot of black culture. That's why I said we got to separate from being black immediately. Because a lot of people can funnel into that. Oh, we black. And then when it's not relevant, me no black. Oh, me black. Oh, me no black. They just always tiptoeing.
They out there begging him down for money. There's kids on the floor on their hands and knees begging him down for money. I've seen Africans in Europe begging black Americans down for money. I've seen video footage of this. So I just want to say this, right? I'm not sitting up here saying that Africans on the continent do not like or do not look up to black Americans, because a lot of them do. They always have. We're talking about the ones, especially the ones that come here and then they have this weird secret competition that they have going on with us. They think they're better. They work harder and they're just so much smarter and all of these other things. Those are usually the ones that's popping it the most. They pop it the most in the comment sections. They pop it the most, on the internet. They pop it the most on the podcast. They pop it. They pop it and they be EBA everywhere but Africa, and they be popping it. The ones in Africa, majority of them are trying to get out of their countries. And when they see an American, they see somebody that Speed is rich and famous. Y'all act like Speed is out there as a regular everyday commoner trying to blend in with the village folk. Ain't got no money, ain't got nothing to offer. Child, they would treat him like a piece of trash, okay? They would treat him how they treat each other. They would treat him how they treated somebody from another tribe, okay? It's very dog eat dog based off of what I've seen, what I've heard, and just what the hell is actually going on. He's rich and famous. So y'all saying that he is the pinnacle and now, oh, look at how they treat Speed. He's a celebrity out there to them. You think if Beyonce went to Africa, they would tell her to get out of here and try to steal her land? And no. They would beg her down for money if she was walking through the streets just like they did Speed. Y'all got to stop this, because at the end of the day, like I said, majority of Africans on the continent, we see videos of them emulating and imitating Black American culture day in and day out. It's the ones that made it out. The ones that's a part of how much percent, the top percent of them, I guess, that actually make it out. Those are the ones that think that they're above and just better than everybody. Those be the ones that got a decent Wi-Fi because they not actually in Africa and they got... Anyway.
We do not care. We don't care. Anyways, this is how much fun IShowSpeed is having in Angola. Look how happy he is.
Are you enjoying Angola?
Yes.
Okay, you can say Nazo,
Nazo,
Sevilla,
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 na Angola.
na Angola.
Yes.
Na Sevilla, na Angola.
IShowSpeed gets it. He understands that he is exactly where he's supposed to be. That's where he's supposed to be. To the rest of y'all, we are done with y'all. We are done. This is your last day. We are not taking y'all in 2026. FBA, this is your last day, okay? We got IShowSpeed. We are going to show the world what Africa is about. We ain't got time for whatever that was. We don't care about that.
Now, let me paint the picture of what's actually happening on the ground. Speed is traveling through different countries across Africa, and the reception has been genuinely, heartwarming. We are seeing authentic cultural exchange, celebrations, music, dancing, and real human connection. The communities are showing hospitality, and Speed is showing respect. It's that simple. But somehow certain narratives are being pushed that don't match what we are literally watching unfold on in real time. Here's what bothers me, guys. When people talk about African nations, there is often this undertone that implies poverty defines the entire continent. That is over 50 countries with diverse economies, cultures, and ways of life being reduced to one stereotype. And when someone like Speed goes and shows a different reality, proving that connection is possible and that people are just people everywhere, some folks get uncomfortable with it. Why? Because it challenges what they've been told. It forces them to reconsider assumptions they've held. And for some people, that is harder than just sticking to the script they've always known. But growth requires discomfort. And, maybe that is exactly what we need right now. Now, let me be clear about something that needs to be said. The idea that Africans are universally beggars is not just inaccurate, it's disrespectful and rooted in harmful stereotypes that have been perpetuated for generations. Yes, poverty exists in parts of Africa, just like it exists in parts of America, Europe, Asia, and everywhere else on this planet. But defining an entire continent by its struggles while ignoring its strength, its innovation, its culture, and its dignity is a choice, and it's the wrong choice. What we are witnessing with IShowSpeed's tour is something powerful. We are seeing genuine human connection that transcends borders and challenges, preconceived notions. The people welcoming him aren't doing it because they want something from him. They are doing it because hospitality is deeply embedded in many African cultures. They are celebrating a young Black American who's showing interest in their homelands, their stories, and their lives. That is worth celebrating, not diminishing. But here's where we need to be to get honest. Some Black Americans have been fed a narrative for so long that when reality contradicts, they don't know how to process that. Some Black Americans have been fed a narrative for so long that when reality contradicts it, they don't know how to process that information. They've been told that Africa is the, monolith place of desperation, that everyone is struggling, that there is nothing there worth seeing or celebrating. And when someone goes and shows that's not the full story, it creates cognitive dissonance. Instead of being open to learning, some people double down on the negative because admitting they were wrong feels like too much. Well, now let's talk about this begging narrative specifically, because it's being used as a weapon when it shouldn't be. In any tourist destination around the world, you will find people trying to sell things, offering services, or yes, sometimes asking for help. That happens in Times Squares, it happens in Paris, it happens in Tokyo. But when it happens in Lagos or Accra or Nairobi, suddenly it becomes evidence of an entire continent's character. That is not analysis, that is bias. What IshowSpeed is doing matters because he's using his massive platform to show his millions of followers a side of Africa they might never see otherwise. He did not come to Africa with an agenda to prove anything negative. He came to Africa with curiosity, respect, and openness. And the response he's getting proves that when you approach people with genuine energy, they respond in kind. That is universal. That is human nature. The real question we should be asking ourselves is this: why are some people so invested in maintaining negative narratives? What purpose does it serve to tear down connections that are being built in real time? Is it insecurity? Is it a need to feel superior by putting others down? Is it just ignorance that's gone, unchallenged for too long? Whatever it is, it needs to be examined honestly. We are all part of the diaspora, connected by history, by struggle, and yes, by bloodlines that were violently separated centuries ago. When someone takes steps to reconnect those threads, to learn, to share, to celebrate those connections, that should be encouraged and supported, not criticized from the comfort of a phone screen thousands of miles away by people who have never set foot on the continent themselves. I'm not saying Africa is perfect. No, no place is perfect. Every region has its challenges, its problems, its areas that need improvement. But the same is true for America. The same is true for everywhere. What I'm saying is that we need to approach these conversations with nuance, with respect, with a genuine desire to understand rather than condemn. IshowSpeed is showing us that bridge building is possible. He's showing us that curiosity can overcome prejudice. He's showing us that when you lead with love and respect, that energy comes back to you. And if that message makes some people uncomfortable, maybe they need to ask themselves why. Maybe they need to examine what they are holding on to and whether it's serving them or holding them back. At the end of the day, we are all trying to navigate this world, trying to find connection, trying to find meaning. And when someone extends a hand across an ocean, across cultures, across divisions that have been constructed between us, the only reasonable response is to reach back, not to slap that hand away because it doesn't fit the story you've been, telling yourself. So to everyone watching this, I challenge you, approach these conversations with openness, question the negativeness you've been fed, seek out diverse perspectives, and most importantly, celebrate the bridges being built instead of trying to burn them down. Because unity is always stronger than division, and the love will always be more powerful than hate. Let's choose the right side of the story. Yeah, and also drop a comment. Let me know what are your thoughts. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.